Hey, good people. It's Carmen. It is Thursday. Thursday's a new Friday. How you doing? All right, listen real quick. So I just wanted to share something really quick. I am decompressing after work, and I just woosah differently, right? I woosah totally different than most people. Worship is one of those ways. So I'll be in the car having a whole praise session by myself. And well, Jesus, Jesus, the Lord is with me. But I just wanted to share something really quickly that I thought about that may encourage somebody. So the last few days, I've been having like this intense pain. Like someone hit me randomly recently. Like I was just at a stoplight. Baby girl was trying to get them babies to school one time, and she just miscalculated. Okay, but it aggravated a previous injury from somebody else that had hit me another time years ago. And that same injury, like if I'm lifting weights and I lift anything over my head, I already know what's going to happen. But have I been doing that lately? Yes. So between having to do a lot of sitting recently and then trying to do weights over my head, triggered a total chemical reaction. All right. And so I've been in some intense pain. And anybody who's dealt with chronic pain or pain that comes and goes when it feels like it, you know it can be very aggravating. But this type of pain makes you feel like your whole head's coming off. Like you cannot move. It hurts to talk. It's just very painful. That's all I can say. So I was trying everything I know, all the different types of massage that I'm familiar with to kind of get that pain to go away. And this type of pain, you got to do external massage. You got to go inside your jaw and get internal massage. I was doing the scalp, baby. You name a spot, okay? Even early this morning, I'm on my floor rolling around with a water bottle on my back, just trying to hit the trigger point. See, if you know what a trigger point is, you already know what pain is. So I'm trying to hit the trigger points, and and it actually, by the grace of God, worked. But here's my point. A lot of times in life, we deal with pain, but it's not pain for the pain, or the main source of the pain isn't even coming from what just happened. It's a previous condition that is being aggravated by something that's happening right now, right? And if that previous condition was never fully healed, then the aggravation is going to re-inflate and irritate that pain. And that can sometimes make the pain even more intense because you got pain on top of pain, right? And that's in the natural. But when we're dealing with that type of pain on top of pain in our spirit, or that pain on top of pain in our relationships or in our emotions, it can be very frustrating and cause a lot of problems. And so I just wanted to encourage you to, as much as possible, try to heal the pain the first time through, right? Try to go through total healing. And I have another injury. I tell you, my kids asked me, where I work, was I in the military because of my strictness, but also I'm very stern, right? I can be very stern. And they know I like to have a good time, but when it's not time to play, I'm not trying to play. When it's time to get something done, we can play later. Okay, we can play later, but right now it's not that time. And I can switch on and off like that, right? But there's another situation where I broke my leg sliding into third base years ago. And they had me in a boot. And one of the therapists was saying, I don't think they should have you in this boot this long. I don't like what that's doing. And so there are times where the scar tissue on that leg and the weight that the bone healed in that boot, it can cause pain as well. And so she was right, because she was like, I'm concerned about this, years from now. But I didn't feel it for many, many years. And then every once in a while, like I'll step a certain way or something, I'll be like, my God, like what just happened? But it's that old injury that's re-flaring up for whatever the reason. Like I did something that it didn't like, right? And so when we have these underlying conditions, when we have this underlying pain, somebody offended us, some ethnic group offended us, some woman offended us, some man offended us, or they hurt our heart, or they hurt our family member, or they hurt our race of people, or some class of people did us dirty, whatever the underlying issue is, or some employment agency did us dirty, right? We can sometimes hold on to the pain of that thing. And so the next person that comes on the scene, and they may actually do something to hurt us, but because it's pain on top of pain, it may flare up in a way that's greater than it probably would have been if it was just what they did. And so when we don't deal with our stuff, we are adding pain on top of pain in our families, pain on top of pain in our businesses, pain on top of pain in our communities, pain on top of pain in whatever relationship we find ourselves in, right? And so just like that can be physically unbearable, where it literally felt like my whole situation was trying to come off the, it was like trying to come up. I was like, how, hey, Jesus, who can I call to get, hey, Jesus? I mean, it was hurting her, okay? And so when we get to that hurt in our emotions, sometimes we can either lash out, sometimes we shut down, because a certain point of pain becomes unbearable. A certain point of pain, when you get ready to have a baby, if you have pushed out a whole child, there's a certain level of pain where you be like, I can't, you want to stop. Most women just want to stop. There's a certain point in labor where you're like, that's it. And they have to convince you, miss, you have got to push. You have got to get this baby out. You're like, I can't do it. And then, you somehow they say something to you to convince you, you have to get this baby out. All right. So I've had that happen to me while I was in childbirth. It's too much. The pain was unbearable. And this particular baby, the epidural had worn off. And baby, I felt everything. Okay. I want you to know. And that's the baby that, that's the one, all right? You feel all that pain with, that's the one that we may be putting you through some stuff. But sometimes when you're dealing with that kind of pain, you think you cannot go on. It is unbearable. And what I was feeling the last 2 days, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I had to pull out my muscle relaxers. I had to pray. I was praying in the name, taking, Jesus. And God was merciful, and God released it, right? Between massage and prayer. And muscle relaxer. It lifted, all right? I was able to go to work. I was able to do what I had to do. But there's times in our emotions where we feel like, this is too much. Like, I can't do this. And you literally shut down. Like, and it could be a defense mechanism where you might just click over. And there are people who have all kind of nervous breakdown. I've known friends of family members years and years ago, friends of my mother's, and people who had nervous breakdown because they were under such duress in their life, trying to juggle everything they were doing, that they clicked over, right? And people can click over in all different ways. They don't have to have a nervous breakdown, but they can just shut down. There's some people that will just shut down because it's too much. And that shutdown can look like a whole lot of different things. That shutdown can be sex addictions. That shutdown can be alcoholism. That shutdown can be overspending. That shutdown can be anger, abuse. That shutdown can be exercise. Some people think they're okay because they're exercising, but you exercising because you can't process what's going on in your emotions. True story. All right. And so they're all different ways. And then some people just get quiet. They go ghost. I think that's what they call it. They just go ghost. You don't know where they went. You don't know. You can't, nobody catch them. They just ghost. And so when we do that, it may feel like we are healing. But unless we're actually doing that, and there's like an and, like I had to do prayer, and I had to take some muscle relaxers, and I had to do massage therapy, and then that bama lifted, right? Well, sometimes we have to add an and we have to pull back and get counseling. We have to pull back and go to what is it called? AA. We have to pull back and maybe not even pull back, but re-engage and get our friends and get our whatever to help us. whatever it is that you need to do for your situation, I just wanted to encourage you to do it, because pain on top of pain is always going to be more explosive than it would have just been in the first place if it was like level 1 pain, right? Like, yes, they did you dirty. Yes, they did what they did. They know what they did. God know what they did. You know what they did. Okay? And some stuff people don't even know you know that they did it, but you know. But it's not just what they did, it's that they did it, and then now it's on top of all that other stuff, and it's too much. It's too much. And if you're being honest, if you actually dealt with all of it, it would take you to that level of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You'd be like, I'm over here somewhere, like, ain't that which color on the street? But God forbid, because God won't allow that. By the mercy of God, that will never be you, and that will never be me. And so when you pull back, it's okay to pull back. But whatever your situation is, get your and in there as well. Okay? Whatever that thing is that is temporarily pacifying but not healing. It might be pacifying, like bringing you to a level that is calm enough where you can actually get the and, add the and. Like, okay, that was about to take me out. I'm at a peace level now. Let me add my and. Let me get my and friends in the situation. Let me get my and AA. Let me get my and counseling. Let me get my and therapy, physical therapy, whatever it is you need for your situation. I just wanted to encourage you to do that. And then also to go after that stuff that was on the pile before. They always say you can't sweep something. Oh, I heard somebody say something recently. It was so big. Good. I don't remember what it was, but it was basically saying they were like, my girl keeps tripping, or she's tripping, my girl keeps tripping. They're like, it's because it's all that stuff you got under the rug, right? And so you keep pushing stuff under the rug and you can't figure out why you keep tripping on stuff, and why you keep messing up, and why you keep getting offended, and why you keep sinning, and why you keep going for the certain type of female, or going for the certain type of man, or why you keep going back to the club, or why you keep going back to porn, or why you keep going back to food when you done took all kind of shots. We got all kind of stuff we do to make a quick fix, but then we go right back to the thing that the quick fix was for. But until we fix what's under the rug, until we deal with the pain that's under the pain that was coming, it's going to always be worse. And so I just wanted to encourage you to do that. And the pain that I've been going through the last few days, I just kind of brought that to my attention again, because I was like, and there's some people that are in constant pain all the time, and they're in that constant pain, and a lot of them just want to die because it's unbearable. It's unbearable. And so you have to be able to get to a point of relief. And by the mercy of God, I pray that you have people in your life and resources in your life where you can get whatever the comfort and the relief is that you need, whatever type it is you need, whether it's people, whether it's therapy, whether it's whatever. But my prayer is that we will all get to that place where we can not just come to a place of peace and leveling, but we can come to a place of healing and then total recovery, so that we can move forward whole and healthy and strong in whatever capacity that we need that, whether that's emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, relationally. All right, now I said that, but you know, at the end I'm gonna say you can't do none of that without Jesus. Okay, it won't be long lasting without the Lord. So always make God a factor in your healing, in your restoration, and in your progress, because it is in Him and through Him and by Him are we able to increase and do well and to move forward healed, whole, and prosperous. Okay, I hope you're having a great Thursday. I love you. Look at me move my neck. Ah, Jesus. I love you though. Te amo.